getting on a property ladder with a £19,000 salary a year may not be for you. However, in some of the further lessons that I will reveal, maybe you can work around this. Hi guys, and welcome back to Christina at Home. On this platform, I will be sharing with you my home renovation journey of my 1930s property and UK property tips as a landlord. If you have not already and it's your first time coming onto my channel, please do not forget to like, comment and subscribe. And also please follow me at christina.athome on my Instagram page, where I'll also be sharing my inspirational pictures. So please do remember to hit that notification button. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. So in this video, I will be sharing with you 10 lessons that I've learned owning a property at the age of 23 and being on £19,000 salary. So it sounds very crazy to even think about it now, but the number one lesson that I learned was always remember that you cannot do this on your own, especially if you're on a little salary like mine and you want to own a house in London. So I collaborated with my sister at the time, who was on a bigger salary than I was, and we were able to put our salaries together to be able to afford a mortgage together, and that enabled us to afford a £240,000 mortgage at the time, which was nearly about 12 years ago now. So if you do have a trusted family member or you want to seek a private investor, I do recommend that if you are on a small salary and you want to get to the property ladder, always have at the back of your mind to collaborate with somebody else. There was no way I could get it on my own in London with £19,000 a year. So lesson 2 is say goodbye to disposable income. Obviously being on a £19,000 salary with a little bit of commission on top was not enough to have a disposable income to go out with friends, go shopping, go traveling. So if this is you at the moment, I would definitely reconsider owning a property on that salary, because if you do want to travel a lot in your early 20s and mid to late 20s, then maybe getting on a property ladder with a £19,000 salary a year may not be for you. However, in some of the further lessons that I will reveal, maybe you can work around this. So lesson number 3 is make sure, as well as your deposit saved up and your legal fees saved up, also have enough money saved up for furniture. So being 23, I went to uni and then I went back to my mum's house. I've never had to pay for furniture. All the house I've lived in have already been furnished. So I would definitely recommend saving for a furniture package, because when we first moved in, all I had was been able to afford is a mattress to put on the floor before I was later on able to afford a bed. So definitely bear this in mind when you're purchasing for a property, to always save up as well for a furniture package. So lesson number 4, it may come as no surprise, but I do wish that after we purchased our first property, that I did continue to stay at home at my mum and dad's house, where I was living rent-free, and instead rent out the property that I purchased. So still purchased a property, but rented it out and been able to earn, have an extra income coming from the profit from renting out the property. I do wish that I'd done that first, because then that would have enabled me to save up for things like the furniture packages, the 6 months salary in case I lost my job, and other bits and pieces. So I do wish that I continued to stay at my mum's house for 1 or 2 more years and saved up enough money to enable me to live more independently. So lesson number 5, I would recommend definitely getting a roommate if you are going to be getting a property at the age of 23 or younger, and definitely get a roommate. That will help with costs. My roommate at the time was my brother, so definitely helped with paying the mortgage and paying utility bills. So definitely get a roommate. So lesson number 6, actually my favourite lesson, and it is the magic word equity. So obviously after living in our house for a couple of years, it went up in quite a lot of value. So we were able to get a remortgage and to remove some of the equity and use that money to purchase another property, which is a strategy that we use to grow our property portfolio. So yeah, that was a massive lesson for me, because I just felt that I didn't know, how property can be used to leverage and to grow your assets and to grow your wealth. So lesson number 7 is, just like we look for utility bills, or the way we look for new insurance deals for our car every year, we need to also look for new mortgage deals. And sometimes I feel like we get kind of complacent and we may not necessarily think we can look for new mortgage deals. As a young 23-year-old, I just thought, oh, mortgages for 25 years, this is what you pay and that's it. So definitely been, educating myself and being able to realise that no, you can do a fixed rate for 2 years at this special interest rate which you pay, and then after those 2 years are ended, you can then look for a new mortgage deal where there's even a lower interest rate that you can be paying. Now, interest rates do go up and do go down, but as your salary increases, as your credit score improves, you should be able to get a really good interest rate, once your special offer interest rate comes to an end. So there's always room to negotiate, so you don't have to end up paying higher interest rates for your mortgage, which in turn means that you can pay off your mortgage even more quicker. So just like your car deals, your utility bills, you can renegotiate your mortgage and get a better interest rate. So that was a big lesson for me in my early 20s. I thought mortgage was for life, it's going to be with the same bank, and that was it. How naive of me, but it's not. You can renegotiate your mortgage deal. So if you're not sure, call the mortgage broker or your current bank and find out when your current deal ends, and if you have to pay any penalties, and if there's opportunity for you to renegotiate a new mortgage offer with them or with a new lender. So lesson number 8 may come as no surprise, but in order to keep costs down, if you're living, if you're purchasing a house, always review all your utility bills. The utility bills, there's no loyalty in sticking with the same energy provider. So definitely do your research again and look for more favourable deals, and you have to do that annually, as well as your home insurance and building and contents insurance. Always look at renewing those with new providers every year and trying to get the best deal. This just helps to keep the costs down. As I said before, £19,000 was not a lot of money, so I always made sure that I done this on an annual basis. Okay, so lesson number 9 was a massive lesson for me, and that's to invest in your own DIY kit or your own toolbox. And I use my dad's toolbox for quite a while, but I do recommend investing in your own toolbox. We've had blocked drains where water was overflowing to our neighbour's garden that we had to deal with. We've had gutters that needed to be cleaned. We had boilers that broken down, and all of these costs mount up. And then some of these things you can fix yourself and save yourself a whole lot of hassle and a whole lot of money by just quickly researching stuff on YouTube. You should be able to fix things that are quite simple, like changing the light bulb, and you might have to put some extra fillers here and there around your home if there's cracks showing. So things like that, definitely worth investing in a toolbox. If you own your own home, there's no landlord to call, and you will save yourself hundreds of pounds in terms of traders and stuff like that if you learn how to fix the odd bits and pieces around the home and keep things clean and maintained. So my final lesson is to maintain your credit report. And the reason why I say that is because when I became a homeowner, it's looked on so favourably by credit card providers, and I was getting credit card offers left, right and centre once I became a homeowner, because I was looked on very favourably. And you can get carried away, and you can start buying things from finance, especially if your salary is quite small and you need things like new couches, new beds, new wardrobes. So the reason why I bring it up is that at the point that I wanted to remortgage the property, we had to wait a little bit until I brought my credit usage down. So that's why I do reiterate, please maintain your credit score. Even though you are a homeowner, there's other things that you may want to do. If you want to grow your property portfolio, you need to have a good credit score. And so if you have a high usage of, and you're using a lot of your, quite a big credit utilization, and your income is not that great, then that would prevent you from borrowing more money or being seen as a responsible lender. a responsible person to lend to. So yeah, maintain your credit score despite being offered credit left, right, and centre. Don't get tempted. And I know as a young 23-year-old, you do want to take that credit card and go on holiday and enjoy time with your friends, but do be aware that it can come back to bite you in the butt. So as I said before, if you can, make sure you save up for your furniture package, 6 months salary. Make sure you have that funds ready in case things do come up, so you don't have to borrow any money or dip into your credit card. So guys, all in all, owning a property at the age of 23 on a £19,000 salary was no easy feat at all. Some days I was literally just eating bread and drinking just water, and definitely having a mum and dad that lived down the road was definitely helpful when it came to subsidising my grocery meals, my meals. So it wasn't easy, but I'm now 35, and you know, I'm now reaping the benefits of owning a property at such a young age. But there were definitely growing pains, and if I had to, I think my number one thing, if I had to change anything again, was to make sure that I had a substantial amount saved up before I moved into any property. So if you are on your journey, if you can stay where you are and you're saving money, you have the opportunity to save money and you're very young, still living with your parents, then I would do so and purchase your own property, rent it out, make some money from it, and stack up enough cash, enough savings, so that when you do move into your property, you're comfortable and you have no worries about living on the breadline. So yeah, in conclusion, but I love property. That's why I started a property channel. And yeah, I think if you guys have any questions and you want to learn more lessons, or if you want me to do more videos like this about property purchasing and buying your first property, please do say so in the comments below and I'll be happy to share. In the meantime, thank you guys for watching. Please do remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.